and you know his head is not really in the game.
Said,
all you got to do is put on Southside.
Yeah, you gotta do that. Everybody doing that. I think he did some like burgundies.
Yo, that's actually.
Yes, he did a new color.
You know, I learned a lot of things down in Texas. You know, some things that I didn't know before, but I know now. One of the things that I learned in Texas is if Captain Yachtazak is feeling down and, you know, his head is not really in the game, all you got to do is put on Southside. One thing also I learned down in Texas is that the sisters can sing. Did y'all hear that sister sing? Man, play the next video. So everybody that told me she was singing, I would have never known about them. See, down in Texas, they like the line dance. And if you don't know how to line dance, they'll help you out. They also like to have shows down in Texas too. So you can always find somebody up on stage singing, even if it's this dude right here.
That shit made me cry for real. I'm sorry.
Or this dude right here.
Keep hearing footsteps, baby.
Yeah, I thought so.
If you're real lucky, you might even see Commander John Johanna walk through the door.
Yes, sir. Hey,
And do a lecture after that. All right, no sweat. Thanks, man. I also learned in Texas that they like to play drums over your favorite hip hop songs. In the ISUPK, we're not conceited. Good. We just prefer each other over everybody else.
One more time, let's do it together. It's John
They got a low, they got one bar on the Wi-Fi. So we got one more bar. They don't do Wi-Fi. Okay, so that went. As soon as you touch that, it went right to it. All right, we'll see what happens. Man, get it. I couldn't possibly put everything that you can do in Texas in this one video, so you're going to have to be on the lookout for the next one. But until then, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Check out ISUPK Delaware and leave a comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff to all our social media. And I'll see y'all on the other side on the next video.
I know the king follows lead. I know they lurking, the serpent is circling, but I never worry because he got the keys. He let it bleed, never put me on the freeze. Just look how he spit it to me. It'll be out of right after I see. Can't make the promise unless you the king. Jay with a baby, I am what he made me. No, you cannot say me, so it's for the birds. Buy full price, you ain't know what it's worth. He not letting go like it's grandma purse. Rolling with
whoever that is, right?
Kind of discouraged because he feeling down in the dirt. I told him heavy, you only need faith because you were already doing the work. Life is death, this life is best. I'd rather see the vision complete instead of the speed to find regret. You gotta breathe so you can be free, so you never need the ice and chest. This be my plea, I lost my debt. I got a cheese and found a flex. I got a
That's hot, man. Whoever that is. Oh, now? Are we live? All right, no sweat. All right, let's go. Let's cut this off. Somebody rocking. Whoever that
Leave
is.
that on there.
All right, let's see here. They're talking through the damn thing. Live viewers, okay, I don't want to see this anymore. All right, no sweat. All right, so we should be live now. All right, so no sweat. We live now. Can y'all hear me? Is this thing on? Can you hear that? Call? You can hear that?
I'm gonna check now, sir.
No sweat. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
It sounds clear.
Yes, it's good.
All right, no sweat. All right, so here we go. All right, so we got Mataziala in the building. Most High in Christ. Clap it up for Mataziala. It's 7:20, but we ain't gonna worry about that. All right. So look, check it out, man. You know what we doing tonight is what? What we doing tonight? Kyle, what we doing tonight? Dedication to what? To sisters? That ain't that. Not to the sisters. What's the dedication for tonight? What's dedication? Anybody know?
I think I heard it.
Rededicating the temple.
Right. That's what we're doing tonight. Right? We're rededicating the temple back to the Most High. Right? Like who? Go ahead.
Oh, the Maccabees.
Right. That's the answer that you want to answer. All right. So what we're doing tonight is we rededicating the temple back to the Most High because the feast of the dedication is held because of what? How long we been in the school? Come on now. How long we been in the school? Go ahead.
Because our temple was profaned by the heathens.
Yes.
Right.
Fought for it, and now we got to rededicate it.
Yes.
And knock out all the old cut rocks and make it back for the Lord.
Right. There you go.
Start getting into the Apocrypha.
So, all right. So let me get First Maccabees 1 and 7. All right, let's go. Let's get straight to it. And let's see what it is. Because remember, right now, what is our people doing right now? What are they getting ready to do?
Celebrate Christmas.
Huh?
Celebrate Christmas.
Right. And what should they be? What should they be getting ready to do? Well, what should they be doing now?
Celebrating Hanukkah.
Right. Hanukkah, to be more specific. Right. So what we're doing right now is this is called the Feast of Dedication. Christ followed the Feast of Dedication. I don't know what the hell that they talking about in the church, but Christ followed the Feast of Dedication. And this is what we are, here tonight celebrating. Right. If we follow Christ, we got to do what Christ said. Right. All right. No sweat. So let me get Maccabees 1 and 7. Hold on, let me get there with you real quick. All right, so let me get First Maccabees 1 and 7.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Let me tell you something that changed, right? Look up how many times Alexander the Great ruled. Google it real quick. Let me show you something, man. Like 2 years ago, it was. I'm gonna hear what you say first. All right.
And you said how many times he ruled?
No, how long did he
How
rule?
long? This says about let me see. I have 13 years, but the time frame is a little bit
Right.
off with the BCE but this says 13 years from National Geographic.
Right. So, and then read that one more time from the scripture.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
All right. So remember that's what they try to say. They try to say that the Bible isn't like a historical book. And you can clearly see right here what it say. They said that he ruled for 12 years. But, of course, when this was like few years ago, I Googled this and it said 12. But now it's saying 13. I don't know why, but, of course, the oppressor's the devil. Right. So, but it used to match right up. But now it's saying 13 years. And now the scriptures is saying 12. So it's about right. You know what I mean? It's about right on what the scripture is saying to actual history. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. And his servants bear rule, every one in his place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so who was Alexander the Great? Who was he in history? What did he do? All right. Go ahead, Kana, you can answer if you want, if you got it.
He separated his kingdom into like 4 different parts means where he died, but
Right.
he ruled from, he made the earth quiet before him. I believe it's
Right.
another part of scriptures.
Right, you're right. Thashiam?
Come on, sir. Alexander the Greek, he was the first Edomite to actually conquer all
Right.
dark nations, all
Right.
melanated nations.
There you go. Right. He was the first Edomite to unify the Edomites. Go ahead.
Also, you'll see that this is the when Esau got the prophecy of blessed with the sword. This is when you start to see it come into fruition. You start to see him. He broke it because remember at first Esau, the Edomites was under David. David ruled over the Edomites, and then now you see the Edomites coming into power.
Right, because it said that they would break the bands, you know what I'm saying, on their neck or whatever. I'm kind of paraphrasing, of course, but that was it. So you see where, you know, Esau started to come into power and he unified the Edomites. All right, no sweat. So let's get it. Let's keep going.
It's Salakia, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up another source, and in the Britannica it says he ruled for less than 13 years. So the 12 is
And the Britannica.
Yeah.
and Encyclopedia Britannica. So that the 12 years is
Yeah, they try to, you know, like, you know how it be like give or take a year, but either way, it's still accurate. All right, that's what I want. Okay,
With all history, not it's accurate with all history, right? Not just with the Greeks. It's accurate with the Persians, the Medes, the Romans,
right.
everybody in here.
But either way, it was still before our understanding of what the history was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a prophecy. Go ahead.
verse 9.
Mhm.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So did their sons after them many years.
Mm-hmm.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Say that one more time.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading. Because this is when the oppressor took power. This is when evils were multiplied in the earth. Because of this time, before that, it was, you know, black people were ruling and things like that. And now that the oppressor is in power, now evils are multiplied in the earth, right? And it's still the same way today with the LGBT and all that other kind of stuff that's in the earth now. Evils are being multiplied because we're not standing fast to what the Lord laid down for the nation of Israel. And now we got this beast ruling over us. And now evils are multiplied in the earth even more. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus,
Right.
surnamed Epiphanes.
Right. So what Antiochus Epiphanes? All right. What is Antiochus Epiphanes? What does it mean? What does his name mean? Anybody know? Okay, so now we know brothers need to ask more questions on when we ask anybody got any questions. Go ahead.
So like, yes, sir. What's his name mean?
Antiochus Epiphanes. God manifests on earth. All right. Let's keep reading.
Son of Antiochus, the king, who had been an hostage at Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
What kind of men?
Wicked men.
And it always a nigga that always got to be like that. Why can't it just ever be us, you know, not selling out?
Right.
You know, but it's always a sellout in every single nation. You know, I always look to the South Africans when they were trying to fight apartheid, and the ANC, they would what they would do to people that would trade against them to go try to help the people that, you know, was a part of the apartheid regime. You know, the people that Tesla, what's his name? What's the dude that owns Tesla? Elon Musk. His father comes out of that. That's why Elon Musk got all that money for the Teslas. You got a Tesla, right?
Elon the African. Elon the African.
Yeah. Elon is from South Africa.
Yeah.
His father, he made his riches off of the apartheid regime. You know what I'm saying? Like bloody fathers. Go ahead.
Like you said, but me. What we also need to realize in Israel is that they decided to take that information out of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Like when during the transatlantic slave trade, they took that out the Bible because sooner or later we would have read it and start putting it all together.
Yeah, I'm glad you just brought that up because I got something right here. I got something right here that I wanted to bring out too. I'm glad you brought that out. Okay, so let's look at why. Okay, so why was it taken out? Okay, why was it taken out the Bible? Okay, this is it says the book was never included. Why the Maccabees was taken out of the Bible, right? It says the book was never included in the Hebrew Bible or Tanakh and is not canonical in Judaism, which means, like I said,
that's what I read when I first came into the truth.
right.
And so it had me like, okay, well, Google is saying it's not canonical,
Right.
meaning like it's not official, right? So if you listen to Esau, he'll turn you away from it.
Right.
He'll have you thinking, this is some secret writings, the apocryphal, hidden. Ain't that what it means? Apocryphal, hidden or secret, some type of weird mystical. But it's actually history that's been missing. And another reason how you can tell it belongs in there, right? Oh, the thing went
Go, I'll keep talking.
Yeah. So y'all remember which story? What is that? Is that Ruth? No, not Ruth. Which one is that? And
which
the rest
one?
of it is in the Apocrypha.
That's Esther.
Esther and Purim. The rest of Purim is in the Apocrypha. It like literally cuts off.
Right.
It literally cuts off at like the 4th verse. It don't even make sense how it cuts off. When you open up the Apocrypha, the rest of the verses is in the Apocrypha.
Right.
The brother.
Salaki, if I could, a lot of Christians will have a King James Bible, but King James is the one that originally had the Apocrypha in there in the first place. So he would, whatever situation he had with all of those, what are the people that translated the Bible, those scholars, they included it, but now they're going to say it's not canon, even though originally King James had it in there.
And that's the problem with Black leadership. Black leadership just listen to white scholars.
Right.
And the white scholars say, hey, you listen to this, teach this, don't teach that. That's BS.
All right.
And
So
actually, we need to create our own doctrines, come up with our own.
Right.
all right. So it says the book was never not. Somebody had their hand up.
I just want to know what non-canonical means.
All right, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that right now. So it says the book was never included in the Hebrew Bible or Tanakh and is not canonical in Judaism. Later, Jewish leaders thought poorly of the rule of the Hasmonean dynasty for several reasons, and a document so openly celebratory of them was problematic, right? So let me see.
One thing that he said is something about Judaism. You already know that it's a problem right there.
Right, sir.
So it says canonical. The definition of canonical is according to or ordered by canon law. And number 2, it says included in the list of sacred books officially accepted as genuine.
So something that's genuine.
Right. So they don't accept the book of the Maccabees as genuine, like a genuine book that needs to be in it. But you have to understand the Greek Empire, because when you go to Galatians, you're not going to understand what he's saying when he says to the Jew first, then the Greek, and all of that kind of stuff, because it doesn't make any sense, right? So you got to have a clear understanding of the Greek Empire to be able to understand the Bible, period, right? Because you can't skip from the Persian Empire and the Medes Empire to the Roman Empire without adding in the Greek. Go ahead, sis.
What year was the books taken out from?
The books are taken out.Hold on, I'll get it for you right now.
So we know in 1611 they was in there.
Right.
1880.
Yeah, it was like the 1880s, right?
1885. 1885.
You said 1885?
I believe so.
Removed from the Bible. So the Apocrypha was moved in 1885. That close to 1900.
Guess when did Black people start to get out of slavery?
1863, 1865.
And you said the Apocrypha was taken out when? 1885. So right after, a little bit after. Right. Of course. Right, because now you're getting a chance to read. Now everybody's getting afford the chance to read. So now we got to take this stuff out because remember, they had already gave us a specific Bible. You know, the slave Bible is a real thing. You can Google it right now and get the PDF, and you'll see that it's missing everything about a lot of Exodus. Like a lot of stuff is redacted. It's taken out. Right.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
What's real heavy about that too is that it's still in the Bible because it's in the book of Daniel. If you go to the book of Daniel, chapter 8, it talks about the goat. It talks about the ram. The goat.
But that's too deep for a pastor.
Yeah.
A pastor though, they skip. They never. I've never seen a pastor teach out of the book of Daniel. I've never seen it. Right. I've never seen a pastor teach out of Revelations. I've never seen them. I think I've only ever seen a pastor teach out of like Galatians, probably like Romans, Ephesians, Corinthians. They never teach out of anything other than that. I mean, have you ever saw a pastor teach out of Philemon? Never. All right, no sweat. Let's go. Let's keep going. Where was you at? Maccabees, the first book of Maccabees, the first chapter. I think you was at what, like 11, 10 or 11? Yeah, let's start at 10.
And
So we got a lot of reading to do. All right.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And there came out of them a wicked root,
Mm-hmm.
Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137 year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
In those days, there out of Israel wicked men,
Mm-hmm.
who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen
Mm-hmm.
that are around about us.
Go ahead.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Ain't that's the Jesse Lee Petersons.
Right.
You know, that's like the people who, you know, like when it comes to the truth, you have to have faith in the things that you can't see right in front of your face. So a lot of black people of our people, I'll say it like that. A lot of our people, they can't really see past the foot on your neck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the easier thing to do? The easier thing is how they would say it today. You can't beat them, join them. Right? So because we got our behind whooped so much, you know, what the scriptures say, man, it says that, like, don't be afraid of the people that can kill the body, but, you know, be afraid of the person that can kill your soul and your body in hell, right? That's the Most High. So it's like we're afraid of death. And that's why we're in this condition now, because we're afraid to die.
If I could, I'll give you an example. If I really could.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the pastor that said he agreed with slavery? He said,
just take the mic.
the pastor that agreed with slavery, he said, you know, before slavery, like slavery actually was a good thing, because before slavery, we were just swinging around the African jungles doing nothing. We didn't build nothing, invent nothing, or do nothing great. Y'all know what pastor I'm talking about, right? Y'all never heard that before? Right. And so the reason why he's saying that, because he believes that we need to join or make a covenant with the oppressor in order for us to be able to be taught and to be able to live well and be civilized.
Right. So at the end of the day, you know, that's what we're afraid. You know, you ever hear people say we got to have a revolution? Y'all heard that before?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever heard of a revolution without blood?
Lie.
The water. Appreciate that. Just gonna get this right here. Have you ever heard of a revolution without blood? The water. He said no.
That's right though. Name of revolution, nah.
Right. You got what? The Haitian Revolution, was that without blood? What about the French? What about the American Revolution? Without blood. So what are they talking about when they say we got to have a revolution? What does that mean as black people? It don't mean nothing. You know, it means just about as nothing as justice or else. Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
Y'all remember that? Justice or else? What was
Justice or else.
Justice or else? What was it?
Justice or else we're gonna do something.
Was that Ferguson? Was it Ferguson?
Yeah.
Right, but who brought it on? Yeah. Well, who put it on? Go ahead.
Minister Ferguson.
Right,
Farrakhan.
Farrakhan. Right, he put on the justice or else because it was like a threat. But or else what? Right. Nothing ever happened, right? Because we're afraid to die. That's us. We're afraid. So that's why the oppressor is able to rule us like this, because we're afraid. So you hear people saying, you know what? Joe Biden is letting in all these immigrants, and now since Joe Biden is letting in all these immigrants, we're going to take our vote from the Democratic Party and we're going to give it to the Republican Party. Is that revolution?
Wow.
You're just afraid, and the oppressor know that you're afraid. So if we bounce the ball over to the Republican side, what's going to happen? What do you say? Exactly.
Nothing. We was already Republican first. We was Republican first. Then we became Democrats. Now we try to be Republicans again. Like, come on, nothing's gonna change. We just what they say, a political football being kicked around.
Football. So let's get it right. Let's get some more on it. Go ahead. Y'all there? And Maccabees? All right, no sweat. Let's keep on going.
Everybody got a book? You good back there?
All right, let's get it.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
So this is talking about a gymnasium. The gymnasium that you see today commonly in America is not the gymnasium that was back in the time of the Greeks. So back then, it was a gymnasium was a time where we would be naked in there playing the games, naked playing sports. It wasn't like it is today. You're damn near naked in there now anyway. Yeah. When you go into a gymnasium, now, I mean, I be seeing these videos, these women be in there, supposed to be working out. Workout, is a workout tape, or is it a tape to stimulate me? Right? Because they put the phone right underneath of their behind. Right? While they're doing squats. But you get the spirit behind it. The spirit behind it is the gymnasium was a place where it comes directly from the Greeks, right? And it went down into the Romans, and it went into America today. So that whole thing is about, you ever see like a man smacking each other on the behind in sports? Yeah, that directly comes from the Greek Empire, right? All right. So it says, then the certain of the people so forward there herein that they went to the king, and they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen, right? So they got the okay to do, to follow after another culture, which is not hard to understand coming out of Israel.
If I could real quick. Right there, it says that the heathen gave them license to sin. But we read in other places where the Lord never gives you a license to sin. Right. That's who we should follow. Of course, we should never follow the heathen.
Right. And, they gave us a place to exercise according to the customs of the heathen, that everything that you see in the Colosseum, football, basketball, all of that is heathenistic custom, putting us in a big Colosseum and making us run around like monkeys and fighting each other. Even boxing is heathenistic. It comes from the white man putting us in a ring and watching us fight and beat each other to death. But before, in slavery, you would just beat each other to death. Go ahead, sis. You had something you want to say?
Sir, I've seen something on, I believe, Facebook or something. I'm not sure where I read it, but a license is actually permission to do something out that's not that's not acceptable. A license is actually permission to do what's outside of the norm. And I forgot where I read that.
Well, you could be very well right in that. But what we're reading right now is this specifically saying that they got a permission from the Greeks to do this gymnasium and to follow after the customs of them. So in this sense, it would be they actually got permission to actually go against the Lord and follow after Greek customs,
like a driver's license.
Yeah,
But that's exactly like linked to what I just said. They were given a license to do something that wasn't like.
So are you trying to say like on the norm of Israel or the norm of Greeks? Because the norm of Greeks is to get this gymnasium and follow after their customs.
Well, just the norm of anything. A license is giving people permission to do what is outside of the law.
Well, I can't necessarily agree with what you're saying right now. And maybe I'm not going to say that it's because you're wrong, but I'm just saying in this particular situation, it would be wrong because it just said that they're giving us a permission to follow after the customs of the Greeks. So that wouldn't be wrong. That's actually right because they're actually in charge.
But why would we be able to follow behind the Greeks?
Okay,
That's not-
I'm going to answer your question right now. Read verse 11 again.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
What kind of men?
Wicked men who were persuaded, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen."
Right. So now, hopefully that answers your question, sis. Because remember, today we see what? We see black leadership that's telling us what's right. Okay, what's right in black culture today? What's right? Just to get you right on what we're saying right now. What's right in black culture today? What's right to do?
Whatever you feel makes you happy.
No.
In the world? I mean,
No. Go ahead.
Spin the block on the ops.
No. No. Get me on topic what we're talking about right now.
So vote.
Go ahead.
anything that's against the Lord.
You're right. You're on it. But give me where I need it. What's right to do as a black man today? Go ahead.
Vote.
You're on it. But give me what I need.
What your oppressor tells you to do.
Yes. That's what's right in the eyes of black people today. Whatever the white man tells you to do, that's what's right. So what do your parents teach you? Go to school and get a job. When we're at camp, right? What do they say? Just get a job, right? Have anybody ever said, just go get a business? Have anybody ever said that to us? Why don't you just go get a business? Open up a business. Get off this street and open up a business. What do they always say? Go and get a job, which means what? Work for somebody else. That's an insult. Nobody ever said an insult as, why don't you go open up a business? Why don't you get an LLC and go open up a business? Nobody ever said that to you. You know what they say? Why don't you just go get a job? And you just out here. Go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say go do what everybody else is doing.
Right. What's right in America for black people is what white people say is right. That's what's right. And what's right now? Getting ready to go to Christmas and to get gifts for Christmas. Right. That's right. You know what's right for you? To go out and fill out an application and get a job. That's right for you. That's right for black people. It's right for you to go out and do what you're supposed to do to make white people feel that you are a part of the system. It's no different than what it was back then. So what we did was we got a license to go and do that. And that's what we have a license to do now, is to go out. Go ahead.
And we got the license. Why? Because we had brothers that preferred Greek culture over Israelite culture.
Mm-hmm.
So in essence, we've been taught to be like the oppressor. That's why when you get to the New Testament, it says, ye are of your father, the devil. We've been taught that. We've been taught to prefer their culture over ours.
Yeah.
And so that now we have to reverse it. So we have to come in here and we have to teach brothers and sisters what Hanukkah is really about.
What is black culture? Black culture in America is European culture.
Right.
That's all it is.
I've heard that before too.
Right.
Like redneck culture is like Negro culture.
It's the lowest rung of European culture is black culture. Even it goes down to our hair. Women are with their hair. A woman will take all her beautiful hair and cornrow it back and put a lace front wig over it. And then the demon will come out when that lace front come on. As soon as you put the lace front on, the demon come out. because that's okay. A woman will say, you know what? Forget my hair. This is not what people want to see. So they'll braid that joint back and put a lace front on that joint. You know what I mean? And then have it long and silky, and then disrespect everybody. Because now you got the hair, because now you feel like you could like what I try to help brothers and sisters understand is like the game that's being played on our brains. Remember, I try to even go into like the psychology of it. It's like a game that's being played on our minds every single day, and we don't even realize it. It's classical conditioning. Automatically, if I said the word ops, what do you believe? What do you think about? Oh, go ahead. You can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. What would you
I
say?
thought he was gonna say I'm not from
When I think
63rd.
about the ops, I know that they talking about other black people.
Right. Exactly. When you hear about Smart, Yale, Harvard, what do you think? White.
If I could.
You see what I'm saying? That's classical conditioning that's put on our people. So automatically you think that black is bad, white is smart, white is good, good hair is white. You see what I'm saying? But when you think black, you think food stamps. You think, Section 8. You think, ugly hair. You think it's black because it's the classical conditioning that's being played on the people every day, and we don't understand it. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say unconsciously, Tazaiwan just did a study, right? 50 years later. Remember that they showed the little girls and the little black kids and the little white kids, and they would show them a black baby and all that kind of stuff, and which one is cute, which one is ugly, which one is smart, which one is all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so 50, 60 years later, we all still have them same answers.
Because even with the young brother who said cops, that's not white people's ops. Cops ain't black people's ops. White people's ops. That's black people's ops. But he automatically said cops when I said ops, because it's still in his mind too. The brainwashing is still taking effect on his mind, because in his mind he sees ops as police to black people, but to white people that's not an op. That's a hero. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going.
Verse
14.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
Right. All right. So y'all pretty much get that. We didn't follow the laws of the Lord, and we were completely immersed into Greek culture, and this is how we were Hellenized. All right. One thing about Antiochus Epiphanes, Antiochus was really spreading the Hellenization of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians at the time. He was spreading it. He was famous for spreading it with the sword. You know what I mean? If you read about the woman with the 7 sons, you will see what I'm saying. So he was spreading it by the sword, Hellenism, and by getting down with us, or basically how you would say it today, getting down or laying down. Right. Go ahead.
Wasn't he the first nation that made us forsake our laws and join their customs, whereas other people like the Persian Empire let us do what we customs, and he was the first king to make us.
Yeah, don't look like the oppressor is special in this sense, is that he is able to oppress us and then still make us love him at the same time, and still make us want to be like him and look like him. Right. But the black men, as soon as we get a couple dollars, we get a white woman. That's it. Like that's growth and development. You get that white woman and you can get in the spaces that you couldn't get in. Right? You get in those spaces, and that's because we look at the white woman as an idol. Black men look at white women as an idol. So black women who look at that and say, okay, well, this is what black men cherish. So let me go ahead and put some blue contacts in and go ahead and make my hair straight. And it's so bad. It's so bad because brothers could really change that narrative, but on the flip side of that, we prefer white women because white women are we and I'm just speaking straight like how niggas in the world is. Niggas in the world prefer white women because white women can get you into spaces and get you is matter of fact, I'll just sum it up to this: a status symbol.
Right. And also, if I could, to your point also as well, is I believe that's under the Edomites right there is the first time, like they're the only people that made us, you couldn't be a Jew. You couldn't be who you really were. You had to be a Greek. The Persians didn't say you had to be Persian or, change your nationality, change your bloodline.
Yeah, and then whatever you can't get and whatever restricted from you, it's going to make you want to get it more. So the men, the white women were restricted from black men. So the minute we got a chance to get them, we dive straight in, right? And guess what? I'm not letting women off the hook because look at Venus and Serena. White men. Look at Eve. Eve don't even rap. She stopped rapping.
And that's why the Lord that's why the Lord tells us not to intermingle, because now remember, if you've seen Serena's kids, they look black. You can't tell that they really mix. Like some of the kids, you can tell that they mix. They look pretty dark to me, and they're going to be confused. They're going to grow up thinking that they're one thing, but actually they're not.
Right. Go ahead.
If I could, it's very hard for me to understand it, because how can you come home and complain about the oppressor when the person you lay in the bed with is an oppressor? Because I know there's brothers that have white wives that I know personally, and we'll be on the phone talking about stuff. But I'm like, can you even go home to the person that you lay next to and say the same things? Because you're talking about, the oppressor, white people, but you lay next to white people. Yeah,
that's always been a running joke, even with like the movies that's put out, like what, Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking juice in the hood. Like that the brother that's the most militant is the brother that's gonna get a white woman. A white woman is, like I said, the status symbol that brothers is always gonna go towards, but until we wake up and find a better way. Go ahead.
That Spike Lee movie, Jungle Fever.
That's funny.
That Jungle Fever, like it was a unusual thing for a brother to be with a different race.
Right.
And that Jungle Fever was like showing that like Spike Lee was seeing the difference, what happened when you born another race, and how people look at you different, and how people question you, and how the sisters look at you, how the black men do. You know what I'm saying? So that was a heavy topic.
Yeah, so now you got different variations of it. Now you got the passport bros. Oh yeah. You got the passport bros. The sisters don't want to hear that.
What's that?
You got brothers getting their passports and going over there and getting my lean.
Oh, that's
from the Funan Valley of the damn what's that called? The Funan Province of Thailand.
Like mail order brides or something.
And they're going to get that because black men are getting weak and they're tired of dealing with a black woman's mouth. go ahead, keep going.
Verse 15 and Salakia, actually verse 16. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms.
Right, that was his realm and the Israelites' realm. All right, so skip me down to chapter 2 and 1.
One moment.
We're gonna talk about Mattathias, man. We're gonna talk about Mattathias.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 1. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorah, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin. And he had 5 sons: Jonan, called Caddis, Simon, called Thassi, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar, called Avarin, and Jonathan, whose surname was Aphus.
Yeah, like Judas is like the Greek way of saying Judah. All right, keep going.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. Verse 10. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom?
That's everybody today. That's for the black people who want to say that, you know, all white people ain't bad. Or, you know, the East Indians ain't bad. Yeah, the Palestinians. I mean, that's so crazy. We've been under slavery for so long that we don't know anything else but slavery. That's literally how it is. I'm just keeping it real in this class right here. Like I always keep it real, but I'm gonna keep it real in this class. The reason that black people don't know what it means to be free. You know, we cry for, what's that word called? Justice. We cry for justice every time, right? Don't we cry for justice? We want justice so bad. We wanted justice so bad that we voted for Donald. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Who did we vote for?
Hillary.
Joe Biden. We voted for Joe Biden so bad because we wanted justice, right? I remember coming in the neighborhood, black people was like, who did you vote for? Right? We wanted Joe Biden so bad because Donald Trump was just so racist, right?
Supposed to be.
And what have Joe Biden done since he's been in the office?
Sleep.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. Anybody.
He gave the Ukrainians money.
What else?
The war.
There you go. What else? He gave billions of dollars to finance 2 wars right now.
Yeah.
The Ukrainian war with the Russians, and he financed the war that's the Israelis against the Palestinians.
Right.
Hundreds of billions of dollars. Right? You know, let me just say y'all something, right? You know the Iron Dome, right?
Right.
The missile defense system of Israel, right? The missile defense of Israel is designed to, whenever a missile comes over into their airspace, their missile defense system shoots it down, right?
Right.
So the Palestinians are shooting missiles over there that are cheap, right? Now the missiles that are coming from the missile defense system are what? Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of missile, a missile a piece,
made in America,
and they're shooting down cheap missiles with expensive missiles. So where is that money going to come from?
That's why I can't get student loan forgiveness.
It's you, the brother that go to work every day. It's you. It's us. We're going to work every day, and when you get your paycheck, you see all this money taken out. It's because you're financing the war in Ukraine or the war against the Palestinians. But yet, when you bring up reparations, they can't seem to get that on the floor.
Yeah.
But what we want to do? We want to vote for Joe Biden some more because we can't have a racist president in office. Joe Biden has duped black people so bad, and we've been talking about it on the streets. And what? Nobody listen, right? They walk past us like they don't even see us out there.
He called black people predators. He called black people predators.
They walk past us like they don't even see us out there. And what we've been saying this whole 4 years, Joe Biden not going to do nothing for black people. Kamala Harris is not even the black. But because black women want to be so connected to something that is greatness, right? Because Satan, guess what? Plays on a woman's lust for power. And because women just want to have power so bad, they'll get behind a woman that just have dark skin. And she doesn't even have to be African American. Right. She can be anything. She can be Arab and dark skin, whatever. As long as she's dark skin, it's black girl magic.
Right.
And that's where we get duped every time. We get laughed at. Black women, when they throw that hair under that thing, man, they get laughed at by white people. White people laugh at black men. They laugh at us. When we got our white woman, they laugh at us. They like, we think we got the white woman, but the white woman really got you.
Well, if I may, remember earlier you said that white woman can get you in. We believe that white woman can get us into certain positions and certain arenas and certain areas, right? That you otherwise couldn't go into. But remember, there was a video on, I believe it was TikTok or YouTube short, where the white woman said it's not a move up for a white woman to have a black man. Remember the black man was sitting there in the car.
He's trying to fight it. He's trying to fight it. Yeah.
And she's like, it's not an upgrade for a white woman to have a black man. It's more important for a white woman to have a white man.
Right. It's a downgrade. Right. It's a downgrade.
It's actually a downgrade having a black man, but it was a black man and a white woman talking, and the black dude was trying to convince her that, you know, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, but he was trying to say that it's not like that.
Yeah,
but she's telling you right to your face that it is like that. Go ahead, say
to his face.
Once a black man masters his fortune, and then he, you know, coincides with the white woman, the money's gone. So
right, because he's going to give it right back to the white woman. Yeah. Right. Look, Kobe Bryant. Who in here love Kobe Bryant?
That his wife was white.
Yeah. That's
His wife is an Edomite?
No, his wife is black, but she with a white dude now. Ooh! She with a white dude now. Guess what?
All that basketball.
Going back to Esau. Ooh. That's right. It goes back to the oppressor at the end of the day.
The oppressor wasn't in the gym. He wasn't in there like this. Get this wrist right. He wasn't in there. Get this wrist right.
Yeah. So that's where it's at. Let's keep going. Let's get through it.
I'll reread verse Salakia.
We're gonna roll through this at 8:30. Y'all can start serving the food. All right,
verse
go ahead.
11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bound slave.
That's us. Right. Go ahead.
And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste. And the Gentiles have profaned it.
Right. That's the culture of black people. Our culture has been profaned by the oppressor. This is why we are in the condition that we're in, because our culture has been profaned by the oppressor, right? The oppressor rules everything. There is no such thing as black culture. You know what black culture is? Rap music. You know what the leader of black women is? Sexy Red. As if, you know, that's the leader of black women. Sexy Red. Now, I know that's not talking about none of y'all in here, but I'm just saying that's what it is. Sexy Red is the leader of black women today. I wouldn't be surprised if when this voting season come up, they go to Sexy Red and ask her what do black people want in a president. Go ahead.
Salaki, if I could, they had Cardi B talking to Joe Biden and interviewing him.
You know the goal.
Mary J. Blige.
And I'm not talking about none of y'all in here, but you know the goal of black women is to twerk more, to be able to twerk in without being discriminated against, right? To twerk and not be discriminated against, right? So you can twerk at the Essence Festival where it's supposed to be black excellence. You can twerk there. You can twerk, you know, on everybody, and Saucy for vice president, right? That's where it's at. That's where the goal of black people are. It's about pushing the homosexual agenda and pushing the whole agenda of the oppressor. Go ahead. Oh, it went okay. Okay. Nah, go ahead. Nah, go ahead, Mr. Paul.
No, you go ahead. Go
ahead. Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste.
Right. This is the sanctuary, right? This is our beauty. When you look around, you see Thashiyam, he did a lot. And y'all brothers down here in the South, y'all did a lot to the sanctuary to make it look presentable, make it look good. We got books over there, lights, curtains. It looks different. This shelf been recently added too, huh? Right. We're making it better. At that point in time, it was laid waste, right? What does laid waste mean?
Destroyed.
Right. Go ahead.
And the Gentiles have profaned it.
The who?
The Gentiles have profaned it.
Now, this isn't talking about Israelite Gentiles.
Right.
You know, for some reason we have a misconception that Gentiles can't be Israelites, but these Gentiles right here were Greeks, right? And they did what?
Profaned it.
Okay. Go ahead. Keep going.
Verse 13. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer?
Mm-hmm.
Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes.
And hold on, if I could, that last, I don't want to forget that. I don't want to skip over that. That what you just said. What you say?
Read it again.
Yes, if you could.
To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer?
It's talking about the sanctuary,
Right.
and that's just showing you how important this place is right here. When their sanctuary was laid waste, they didn't even want to. Why is there's no more reason for me to live?
Right.
Right. But we're in a time where we have our sanctuary and we have full reign over it. And every year we can rededicate it and we can do whatever we want in here. Right. And we don't even have to just every year. We just don't have to wait one time a year to get in here and do what we got to do. Right. And so like just showing the importance of this place.
Right. And ultimately, you know, what it's about is to stop. Sorry for my language. Stop bullshitting. If you know that you are bullshitting, stop and do something that is going to move you forward in the truth. You know, because we're moving into a time where, we're about to go into World War III. We're about to go into World War III and things are coming up against us that we're going to have brotherhood and sisterhood to be able to get through. You think that it's always going to be a hot girl summer?
That's funny.
The hot girl summer don't work, when you got to kill a deer. Hot girl summer only works when, the economy is good. Go ahead.
You can't twerk.
Yeah, you can't.
Deer gonna stop.
Somebody will have to drive that deer out the forest and gut it.
You gonna twerk? Deer gonna stop.
That don't work.
Hey, it's gonna come run.
Okay. Let me tell you something, right? I'm at the sidebar, then I'm gonna have you read some more. But you know what? Black women are so spoiled in America that we have nothing else to do but make their butts bigger. Like the butts are so big now that it makes no sense.
Damn right.
Maybe square.
Like how you gonna run?
That's right.
How you gonna run? If somebody starts shooting, how you gonna run? You can't even run. You because in your mind you're so safe because you're under the wing of the oppressor, right? Do they have those same do they have those same thoughts when it's wartime? The Ukrainians could care less about the LGBT. When bombs is being dropped on you, who cares about that? You know what I mean? It's like we're so comfortable under the oppressor that our mind is not even on what's going on. There's bombs being dropped in Gaza right now, and there's women still on TikTok like putting the camera up on the ceiling, like that's right, funny. Looking up at the ceiling, putting the camera on the ceiling because we don't even care about what's going on. Right. Think about that. Think about when we had with Hurricane Katrina. And our people were getting saved off the roof, right? There was black people on the roof still in their night clothes. Right? Think about it. Let's go deep into it. There's a storm coming. Category 5 hurricane.
You've been warned.
And you have not even put no clothes on. You still sitting in the crib like,
sure, man.
And then the storm come through, the windows bust out. Now you on the roof and you getting saved by the oppressor in a nightgown. Nobody said, you know what, let's go ahead and get dressed. Nobody said that. Like, yo, let's put some shoes on. Let's put our sneaks on and, and get ready just in case it don't go the way we think it's going to go. Nobody thought of that because we are so far behind that we're not even in the game. Right. Go ahead.
Like you said, if I can, when you say that, right? When you say that, right? You know what I was thinking about? It just showed the sense of pride that's on the black people nowadays. Mm-hmm. Because we just are very proud people right now, right? Because we so in America, black people are spoiled in that lust, and we can, as a nation, we can do so many lustful things that please us. You know what I'm saying? And we do that because somebody we depressed. and that's why we smoke weed, right? Now this is crazy, sir. If I could, the government, right, legalize weed. Like you talk about at camp, this is a stroke of a pen, legalize weed in the state. But Joe Biden was writing crime bills, was trying to get the same black people selling drugs, the same Hispanics selling drugs, sitting behind bars for 20, 30 years.
Right.
Now you find opioids and cocaine, whatever you want to call it, inside pills, and he's selling at the drugstore with no problem.
Right.
If I may, he all of a sudden he emerged as the best drug dealer on the earth. Right. He's been locking us up for decades, and now he's the best drug dealer on earth. He didn't found a way to make it okay. Right.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I was about to say, and to Zaiwan's point, as far as we're so comfortable here in America that we don't even consider that. What if he loses one of these wars? What if he loses the battle? What's going to happen to our comfortability? What's going to happen if he loses?
Right, it's not going to be there.
At one point in time, before we was integrated, we didn't care what the hell he was doing. We was worried about ourselves. And we had a sense of brotherhood. We had a sense of cohesion. Right. We had a sense of maybe or direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Civil rights, integration. We lost our direction,
right?
And so now we're comfortable. We're very comfortable. They fight our wars. They feed us. They house us. They give us everything that we want.
Right. So so our biggest goal for a woman is a butt. That's right. Is butt. That's it. And the biggest goal for a man is to be able to get the things to obtain the girl with a butt. That's it. However way you got to get it. Whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? The whole game is rigged. Like our highest aspirations in life is to get a girl that got her teeth done, tattoos, and a butt. Go ahead.
So and what she was saying, right? And it's crazy. Even today, the Lord has kept the priests and prophets on the corner doing his remnant, right? To bring out this truth and give a warning to his people, because it's going to be a Pharaoh that he's going to put in charge that's going to lose.
Right. That's why I love Joe Biden about to be in president again. Give it a hand to that.
Oh, Joe Biden?
Yeah, not Joe Biden. Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, yeah. Hey, look, this is what I want for 2024. DeSantis, Trump, DeSantis. I want a racist vice president and an even more racist president.
That's a great.
Yeah, that's a great combination. That'll make black people wake up. At least we'll get a couple of people into the truth. All right, no sweat. Keep reading. I'm gonna try to skip you up fast. I'm gonna have you read through a lot of it because we want to be able to be on time. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Verse 14.
And then you can pass it off to other brothers too as well to read a few scriptures. I'll pass it around the room. All right.
Not in one concert. Verse 14. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourned very sore.
Mm-hmm.
In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, and came into the city of Modin to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias, on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in the city, and strengthened with his sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first, and fulfill the king's commandment.
What is he saying to him?
He's trying to get him to sacrifice swine.
But what is he doing though?
Oh, Salaki, he's trying to get the person that's honorable amongst the Israelites to sin so everybody else can.
You're right, but I'm saying, well, get me home. What he's doing is he's trying to butter him up. He's saying you're a ruler, man. You got all the people. You know what I mean? Just go ahead. You eat it. You eat the pork first than everybody else, because at the end of the day, they still playing you.
Right. Isn't that the same concept of today?
Right.
Our entertainers and the people that we love to watch, they persuade us. They persuade us to do things that we wouldn't ordinarily otherwise do.
They call any woman today a queen.
Right.
A woman, don't matter what she do, she's a queen. Like they call damn, Cardi B a queen. They be like, oh, you a queen. Okay. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a king. He's a king. That's what they say. Oh, he's a king. Oh man, God 6ix9ine. Because it's not about what your morals or your
It's about your money.
yeah, or your it's about what you have as far as your money. So anybody can be a king or a queen, long as you got money. Because we regressed ourselves so much to where it's about money. Go
It's
ahead.
like the scripture says that the world will call good bad and bad good.
Right.
And it's a facade. Man, look, sisters, if y'all run into a brother that's talking about you a queen, he's trying to get some buns.
Mhm.
Trust me. Look, let me tell you something. I was watching Cross the Line Radio. I ain't mean to take it. I know you're talking. But there was a sister that called in from the conscious community, and she said, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. If a guy is saying, hey, sis, yeah, you a queen and whatever else they be saying, it's because he's trying to sleep with you.
Women don't give a damn about that. Women don't give a damn about that. They gonna leave you. They gonna leave you. If a nigga call you her a queen, she leaving you.
And then or he'll call you a queen and then sleep with you and leave you just like anybody else in the world, right?
Right. She gonna leave you. If look, don't let her brother come and tell you why she a queen. Not brothers in here, but I'm just saying.
By definition, if you look up queen, it means prostitute.
Yeah, like
Oh,
a
I
queen.
seen that. I did see that somewhere.
Yeah, a queen. What? I'm just talking about in the sense of the word with no education behind it. That queen is the top.
Yeah.
Beyonce's a queen. That beehive. Look, you better not say nothing about Beyonce. That beehive is gonna kill you online.
What?
All right, keep going.
If we could, you want to switch it to an
Yeah.
If we can get another brother.
No, I'm just having read a few more. Go ahead.
Nah, sir.
Because he already good.
Verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment,
Mm-hmm.
like as all the heathen have done.
Right.
Yea,
Say that one more time. As a what?
like as all the heathen have done.
And what have all the heathen done? Right now, we're about to celebrate Christmas, right?
Right.
Everybody celebrates Christmas. Even East Indians celebrate Christmas. You in America, they celebrating Christmas. The Chinese are celebrating Christmas. Arabs are celebrating Christmas. Everybody's celebrating Christmas. So guess what? You celebrating Christmas too. Because we out there spending money on Christmas gifts for kids that been bad all year any damn way. So if we want to go with that whole notion that, if you've been naughty or nice, the kid's been naughty. So why would you even get them anything? You're supposed to be getting them a bag of charcoal. Right. But they won't, because you got to make them feel like they are a part of something.
Right.
All right.
If I may, and it shows how much who is this? The king values his people.
Right.
The king values his people. He sees everybody else as the heathen. The same way we should value our people and see everybody else as the heathen. This king is saying, do this like all the other heathen. He's calling everybody heathens. That's not his culture.
Right. All right, keep reading.
Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice.
With the what?
A loud voice.
When the king was saying this to him, and he was trying to get him to do something that was to go against God, he did what? In the face of adversity, he did what?
Spake with a loud voice. Thou all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from their religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words, to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice.
Ain't it always one nigga? It's always one nigga. It's always one sister that gotta just do something. When he like, man, look, I didn't said all this profound stuff, and you gonna go ahead and walk out there. I done made a speech. And now you're gonna go and do what I just spoke against. That's black people right there. Keep reading.
Salakia.
One of the Jews. Verse 23, just take it from the top.
Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. Which thing, when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment.
Well, if I may ask a question, when it says his reins tremble, what does that mean? Real quick. What does it mean by his reins tremble?
He was so mad he was shaking.
He was shaking. Bring me home. What else does it mean? His reins. What are the reins?
Like on a horse?
Right. Fine.
Go ahead.
To show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
Right, because the brother tried to sacrifice a pig after he made a speech, and so he went and killed him. Go ahead.
Also, the king's commissioner.
He killed the man who came to deliver the message to.
That's hardcore.
Go ahead.
Who compelled men to sacrifice. He killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phinehas did unto Zambri, the son of Salom. Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
Right, keep reading, keep reading.
So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that every they had in the city. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there.
Keep reading, keep reading.
Both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because afflictions increased sore upon them. Now when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath.
Now we talking about the fake Israelites.
Made war on the Sabbath.
Now there was Israelites who went up in the wilderness and was following with Mattathias, but it was other Israelites who went off and did their own thing while they was in the wilderness, right? And now it's the Sabbath day. Keep reading.
And they said unto them, let that which ye have done here, Salakia, hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit,
because you know what that means?
Hey,
that means they gave them quick work. They made quick work of them. So the Greeks made quick work of them. Keep going.
Howbeit, they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, let us die all in our innocency.
That's the fake Israelite groups that's out there, man. They talking about you can't do nothing on the Sabbath day. They got women out here, man, looking up at the ceiling all day on the Sabbath day. You know, not looking on your phone or anything like that, because you're the people who won't ever fight on the Sabbath day. But the Lord never made us to be stupid. So what you're not gonna fight if your cow fall in the ditch. You're not gonna get the cow out the ditch because you know it's a Sabbath day. Christ came to give us the spirit behind the law, right? Because all we had was the law before. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when they brought the woman to him and said that was caught in adultery. You know, they asked Christ, "What should we do?" This woman was caught in adultery. Christ didn't say, "Don't do it." You're like, "Go ahead and do it." But what he did say was that he, without sin, cast the first stone because he understood that they wouldn't be able to do it because all of them were trying to carry out the law, but none of them were sinless.
If I may, a prime example. I'm an example type of person. Prime example, right? We just fed the homeless in Philly. We just fed the homeless in Philly. Y'all know what we're talking about, right? Where we went up there, Captain Tawar and Parash, and we fed the people the homeless people in Philadelphia some soup, and we took clothes up there and all that kind of stuff like that. And from what I'm hearing, remember there was a fake Israelite group out there, and they were saying that we were wrong because we were doing this stuff on the Sabbath. So now the brothers and sisters of Philadelphia can't eat because we're supposed to sit down and do nothing. We got a day to sit down and do nothing. And they hungry. They have no way to feed themselves. You see how much soup and how much food went away that day. They have no way to feed themselves other than when we come out there. So we're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to feed somebody. What if he was on the 14th day, Mataziyala? You know, you got about 14 days without eating. What if he was on his 14th day?
Right, because they use what a lot of the fake Israelite groups do is they use the scriptures to hurt people. They try to use the scriptures to hurt you. Go ahead.
I thought Christ said that the Sabbath was made for men and not women.
Correct, but they don't look like that. They don't look at that because they look at Son of Man as Christ is the Son of Man. But we're all son of men because we're all people on this earth. So we're all the son of men on the earth, and that's why we're Lord of the Sabbath, because we're son of men. But they look at son of men as being Christ as the Son of Man.
So we don't
but we don't get that same option. But remember, Ezekiel was the son of man too. Right. Jeremiah was the son of man too. So it's like we're all the son of men. And that's why we're Lord of the Sabbath too. Right. But they don't understand that because they don't have nobody who is teaching them the truth. Because fake Israelite groups, a lot of them, what they do is they trim their way to seek love. You know, it's a group is going to flourish if you tell a group, if a group says that you can be in the group and a man can have more than one wife. That'll be great, right? That'll be a great group for women to join, right?
A what?
Huh?
Yeah.
Right. A group that doesn't have a group that has a doctrine of one wife.
Oh man.
A one wife doctrine.
No way.
Women will flock to that Israelite group because they want a man that they don't want to share. Right. So women will definitely run to a group like that. I mean, if it's a group like if you tell everybody that they can have their dreads and it doesn't matter, or you throw away the Hebrew, or you throw away, any of the customs of Israel, then of course everybody's going to come, because that's a group that is about widening the narrow path. You know what I'm saying? And when the path to the kingdom of heaven is narrow, right? So don't ever think about, that it's not the Lord because it doesn't have a bunch of numbers, because the Lord never gave a damn about numbers. And we're going to read about that as the story goes on. You want to say something, or we're going to keep going? All right, let's go.
Hey, Salaki, we were at verse 37, correct?
I'm going to skip you up. Let's skip up to verse 32. First Maccabees.
It was
Chapter
27
3
and
verse
30.
32.
2 and 32. Wait a minute. Is that 2? Yeah, 2 and 32.
Salaki,
Oh, wait a minute. No, 2 and 34.
We just finished
When
reading.
we up to like 30.
No, we
37. We were at 37.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 37.
So we right here.
Verse 37. But said, let us die all in our innocency.
Right.
Heaven and earth shall testify for us that he put us to death.
Because the fake Israelite groups, they think that if you die on the Sabbath day, meaning that their understanding of the Sabbath is that you can't do nothing on the Sabbath day. So if you die, you'll be innocent on the Sabbath. But I'm not letting nobody just kill me without a fight.
Said the earth and the skies was going to testify.
Yeah, because if you try to kill me, I'm gonna at least try to take you with me. All right, no sweat. Let's go to verse 40, 42, 41.
Verse 41. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him.
Say that's Mattathias and his group. They're saying whoever comes on the Sabbath day, we're going to fight them because they heard about the story, what happened to the other brothers who didn't want to fight. Keep reading.
Neither will we die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. Also, all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them and were a stay unto them. So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger and wicked men in their wrath.
Right. So they went to war with other brothers that was in Israel, you know, like we do today. We always that's what people don't understand about the truth. The truth is not something that's so nice and that we all gonna get along and talk nice to each other. A sister told me that she felt that Captain Tazariak was wrong about when he told Polite to cross the effing line.
What?
Because he said effing.
He said effing.
See, we holy. We're not supposed to cuss. We're not supposed to. Well, then what else are we supposed to do at camp? Right? We at war. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to meet a brother. Of course, we're not going to go out with the cussing, but if we're trying to meet somebody at the level that they're at, you got to go and you got to stand up for the truth. You can't be a punk. But some people think that we are. Go ahead. Yeah.
My question was there ever a time where our nation ever was one altogether?
Yeah, that was under King David.
Before Solomon.
Under King David, and then we split under King Solomon. We split under King Solomon because King Solomon had so many wives, and he had heathen wives, and you had brothers that wasn't feeling that.
So around the time of King Solomon,
that's when
we started.
We started breaking, and actually I said it like that, breaking, because there's a scripture that says that's when we broke the brotherhood. We broke the brotherhood under King Solomon, and Jeroboam took 10 tribes, and Rehoboam took 2 tribes with some of
not Levi.
Not Levi. Like it was Benjamin and Judah, and then parts of Levi. Yeah. And that's how we broke the brotherhood, and that's how the kingdom got split. The 10 kingdoms went off into captivity, in the Syrian captivity, and we were still in Jerusalem.
Understood.
Yeah, and so it makes perfect sense when you get up to the time of like Paul and Peter and all of them, because Paul went to the uncircumcised, and Peter went to the Peter went to the uncircumcised, right?
Paul went to the uncircumcised.
Peter went to the
Paul went to the uncircumcised.
Yeah.
We said Paul went to the uncircumcised. Peter was circumcised.
Okay, Peter went to the circumcision, right? So those were the brothers who knew they was Israelites, and the brothers who were what you would say like Jerusalem born, like brothers, and then you had brothers that were born outside of Jerusalem who Paul went to. All right, keep going. Skip down to verse 3. Chapter 3. We're gonna almost about to end it up.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 1. Then his son Judas, called Maccabees, rose up in his stead. All
right, so real quick before you go, so 68 and 69, Mattathias died. While he was in the war, he died. All right, so now we at chapter 3, verse 1.
And all his brethren helped him, and so did all they that held with his father. And they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel. So he gat his people great honor and put on a breastplate as a giant and girt his warlike harness about him. And he made battles protecting the host with his sword.
All right, skip down to 14.
Verse 14. He said,
okay, hold on. Matter of fact, skip to verse 13.
Verse 13. Now when Saron, a prince of the army of Syria, heard say that Judas had gathered unto him a multitude and company of the faithful to go out with him to war, he said, I will get me a name and honor, and in the kingdom.
What is this? This shows you this is a fake. These are fake Israelites today. You see Commander General Yohana doing what he's supposed to do, right? You see all of that going on, but there's always a brother that wants to get his own name. The same way it was back in the time of Judas Maccabeus and all of them. It was Judas Maccabeus is fighting a war, but it's a brother that comes up that want to get his own glory. Right. He want to get his own glory and he wants to get his own fame, and that's what it is. And that's how it's always been in Israel. It's always a brother that want to get his own glory. Keep reading.
For I will go fight with Judas and them that are with him, who despise the king's commandment.
Right. It's a brother. They go after the brothers who they feel will be on their side, that can have some common ground with them, who don't necessarily want to be under Judas, but they want to be able to have the glory still. And that's Israel today. Go ahead.
Verse 15. So he made him ready to go up, and there went with him a mighty host of the ungodly to help him.
Right. Those are the brothers who wanted to fight against him. Go ahead.
And to be avenged of the children of Israel. And when he came near to the going up of Beth Horon,
you see Kazakabah back there?
Judas went forth to meet him with a small company, who when they saw the host coming to meet them, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong?
This is getting down to the meat. Go ahead.
Seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the God of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company.
Right. Stop. Don't think that it's all about numbers. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that it's all about numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody look at like, you know, the purple faggots and think that it's all about numbers. It's not about numbers. The Lord don't give a damn about your numbers, right? Because people will think, oh, because, you know, you got a lot of numbers, meaning that, you know, the Lord is with you. And that's not true, because we just read it right here. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that he said. He said, if it wasn't what? He said how it says few to fight against the great multitude and so strong, seeing that we are ready and faint with fasting all the day long, meaning that, you know, you're not as much as the
camera's messing up.
Oh, it's messing up again?
My bad. I'm not sure. Somebody just said it was.
Oh, okay. Read it one more time. Verse 18.
Verse 18.
Verse
17.
17, yeah.
Who when they saw the host coming to meet them, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day? Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few, and with the God of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host.
Say that again.
For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven.
See that? Right. So we out there in camp, and you don't have a lot of brothers out there. Don't think of that you're at a disadvantage because you got 6 brothers at camp over the brother who got 20, because one of you is worth 10 of them.
Yeah, right.
You get my point? The Lord is with you. That's why David lost when he went to war, because he tried to count the number of Israel and he tried to put his faith in the men, but not his faith in the Lord. Right?
That's probably why these brothers understand it now. Remember, this is well after David. So, you know, we had a history where we know what was going on with Israel. So these brothers at this point understand that your power doesn't come with numbers. Your power comes from heaven, right?
Right. We don't need a lot of numbers. We don't need a bunch of people. The ranks are stronger when it's less people. Right. That's how it is. The ranks are better when it's less people in here, because at least that way, when something go down, I know you're not going to run. Right. And then, you know, and when there's less sisters in here, then I know that when adversity comes, the sisters are going to endure through it, and they're not going to be sitting on Clubhouse as the survivor of a cult. Getting interviewed by Black Jesus. Yeah, Black Jesus is gonna interview you, right? Yeah, you're gonna be getting interviewed with Black Jesus.
That's
right?
what's gonna happen.
I know those sisters are not gonna be that. So that's why it's better with less numbers. Of course, we fish and we try to get brothers in the truth. But if you come in, cool. If you don't, cool. All right. Let's skip down to verse 20. And then I'm gonna skip you up to verse, I think it's 5. Yeah, 5, and then we'll end it out. Go ahead.
They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us, and our wives and our children, and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws.
Right.
Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face.
Right. So we'll fight. We're not no Christians in here. We don't do none of that. We ain't no kumbaya, none of that. We're going to fight on the Sabbath. Whatever day you try to come, we're going to fight on the Sabbath day, no matter what. We're not no fake Israelite groups. We're not sitting here, with our, not looking on our phones, not turning the TV on. We ain't doing none of that. We're going to fight you on the Sabbath day. That's that. And we're not going to be no punks when it comes to doing this work. So at the end of the day, we understand the truth about the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to be none of what you think it is. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to tell brothers at camp or sisters at camp that try to come up against us. And we have to tell them, look, we ain't no Christians.
Right.
So don't try to act like just because we got a Bible in our hand, we somehow weak or, we're going to let you just run over top of us, because that ain't about to happen. We ain't afraid to die and none of that. So you just better understand that. And then, we'll now we got that understanding, we should be good to go.
You see from the chair incident, that was on the Sabbath.
Yeah.
So I want just did the skit. It wasn't a skit, but he was asking for a chair. The brother wouldn't let him get it.
Yeah.
Because everybody playing.
Right. So let's get Maccabees 4 and 56. And we'll end it out right there. We'll end it up at verse 59.
Salaki, can I just read the rest of verse 22?
Yeah.
And as for you, be ye not afraid of them.
Uh-huh.
All right, and we're going to verse 5.
Maccabees 4 and 56, and we're going to end it out at when you get to verse 60.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 54. Look at what time and what day.
No, 56.
56.
Yeah, 56.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 56.
So go back and read all the, in between. Read all the in between, all right? We don't got enough time tonight, but go ahead.
And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days.
That's what we in right now. Go ahead.
And offered burnt offerings with gladness.
Right, the burnt offerings is the food. The food that you eating right now is burnt. That food you eating right now got burnt over a fire. Keep reading.
And offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with shields, and with the gates and the chambers they renewed and hang doors upon them.
Right. So this is the temple was destroyed, but now they were able to get rid of the Greeks, right? And they were free for about 150 years. So once they got to the temple, they rebuilt it, and then they cleaned it up and then rededicated it back to the Most High. Right. Keep reading.
They turned it from a Christian temple back to an Israelite.
Right. Go ahead.
And the gates and the chambers they renewed and hang doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
Say it one more time.
For that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
That's what black people have been trying to get to,
right?
Since that's what marching is about.
The reproach of the heathen.
What is black people's goal in America? Go ahead.
To be equal.
Right. To be accepted by white people.
That's it.
That's the goal of black people in America. But you can't be a dumb nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can't be I'm slogging for my language. You can't be a dumb bitch either.
Right.
right? You can't be either one of those things. Don't let the white man, run your life. Don't let the white man be your God in America.
Right.
Don't let him do that. Because a lot of our brothers, we love the white man, even though we try to act like we hate him so much. We love him. Because guess what? How you gonna get your heroin? How you gonna get your weed if he don't bring it here? How you gonna get it? Tell me. Where you gonna drive at? Because I done drove a lot of places around America. Where you gonna get it? Where you gonna get weed from? Somebody tell me. What the dispensary?
It's his.
That's his. Where you gonna get it from? The nigga on the block? Right. Where he get it from? Niggas don't have no power in America. That nigga on the corner, the only reason that he's available to you is because the brother who brought it up here didn't get caught. And he made it all the way here without getting caught. That's why you got it. We didn't win. You don't got nothing. That nigga on the block, he don't got nothing. No power at all. Nothing. No fields. You can't even grow no matter. You can't even grow a tomato. If the supermarket shut down, we done. We're gonna be eating the dog. We've been eating it already. With the Chinese been getting us ready.
That's funny.
They've been getting us ready.
I know I didn't.
We've been eating it already.
No, I didn't eat one or two. This is not chicken.
We ate one or two.
Chicken, yeah. No, it's not chicken texture. Yeah. It's good, but it ain't chicken texture.
You done ate one or two. I know I ate about a couple in my life, right?
Yeah, no.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
On the stick. Chicken on the stick. Pause.
But go ahead and finish it out. All right, I'm gonna finish it out so we can go and eat this food. Go ahead.
Verse 59.
Uh-huh.
Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
By the space of 8 days. From the 5 and 20th day of the month Keslu, with mirth and gladness.
There you go, man. And that's the Feast of Dedication. That's what we're supposed to keep through all our generations. The Lord give us 8 days to party, man. Yeah, so we're going to come back here again and we're going to have a closing of the feast. You know what I'm saying? But for 8 days, you're supposed to party. And if we was in our own kingdom, you wouldn't have 1 day off, right? You wouldn't have to go to your slavery tomorrow. We will be partying right now. This will be the commencement of the party. And we'll be out talking all night, drinking and going to sleep and waking up and doing it again. Right? For 8 days. The Lord give us 8 days to remember what our brothers did through the Feast of Dedication, what the Israelites did, man, to get the Greeks out of their land and to be free for about 150 years. That's something that we haven't seen in so long, man. And this is the Feast of Dedication. This is what we represent right now, man. And with that being said, men of Israel, Imagine. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakathon. Yajimatah, Sar, we're going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. Sisters, Imagine. Men of Israel, we're going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. All right, Yajimatah, dismissed.
Man, I've been watching y'all eat them plates, man. Man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe you wore yours already. This is the first time I ever wore.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever wore.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I've been watching y'all eat them plates over there, man. God. Yeah. I'm about to get me one.